Welcome to Zawi, guys. My name is Cecilia. To those joining us or joining the Zawi for the first time, we want to welcome you. Today, I'm going to be talking about my skincare products. I find a lot of people stick to one brand, but I'm here to show you what I use every day. I'm not sure if there might be some good benefits sticking to one brand, but I find it necessary for me to use a variety of brands for my skincare, because sometimes certain things are just not warranted. Like, you may stick to a brand. I've known and seen people who are using a regular skin product, and their skin looks much better than those that are using more expensive brands. So when I go out to the stores, I just pick whatever would be, one, affordable, and two, if it works well for my skin, or if I've used it before and I think it works well for my skin, that is it. But for those sticking to one brand, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, as long as you can afford, because I find it becomes more expensive, right? So for just washing my face, I use Aveeno. This, guys, Aveeno. This is the exfoliant I use. So I use this about twice a week. Sometimes at night before I go and I do my evening skincare, I scrub my face and then apply a moisturizer before going to bed. Just like what I'm saying, that sometimes people use cheap products and they find their skin glowing like something else. I've known somebody to cleanse their skin and then use ordinary Vaseline, like Vaseline petroleum jelly, and you should see their skin, guys. It looks superb. So sometimes it's not necessarily about the product, but I know good products will yield but sometimes they are way too expensive. If they are hard, so people who are not working and maybe they want to go modest on what they are using, I guess just introduce different type of products, as long as they are not strong products that would interact with each other. So that's what I'm using for scrubbing my skin. And then after that, I use sunscreen. I used to ignore the use of sunscreen before, and I'm beginning to notice the difference of my skin when before I didn't bother much. I can't say I never used it. I've always used it, but I wasn't diligent about using it. So even when you look at my older videos, when I'm like in Africa, I'm spending more time in the sun. Sometimes I've not applied sunscreen. Maybe I couldn't find it, or I ran out. My skin looks different from when I am here, because I buy and use the sunscreen without fail. So I want to show you what I'm using for my sunscreen. It's called La Roche-Posay. I did La Roche-Posay 50 plus SPF, high protection, and invisible. You know how sometimes you put sunscreen on your face and your face looks ashy or whiter or chalky? This one is totally invisible. One downside to this is expensive, guys. Let me show you how small it is. You see, this is just 50 ml, but guys, this has worked wonders for me. I've noted a huge change on my skin after starting to use this. A friend of mine told me about this. I didn't know about this, and I only started using this about 6 weeks ago, and I've seen major changes on my face. Even a few friends like, what are you using on your face? Nothing. I just added this sunscreen. I've used other sunscreens before, gone to buy sunscreens that are even meant for children, thinking that any product that would be made for the kids will be more gentle on the face. Guys, it still didn't work. I've had rashes, I've had skin reactions, you know. So at some point I had to stop because I didn't know. I was gonna see a dermatologist to see if they could recommend a sunscreen for me, but a friend, these guys, I'm not paid to advertise this, I'm not advertising it, I'm just telling you that if I were you and I'm struggling to find an appropriate one, this might work. A few people that I've known that are using this are quite happy with it. It's hard to find. Here in Canada, I found this from the Shoppers Drug Mart, but they don't always have it. I've been there a few times just trying to get this product. It's almost never there. And when it comes, it doesn't last. So I'm not sure whether it's because it's a good product or they don't bring enough. I can't say. How much does this cost? $30. $30 for 50 mLs. So that's up to you, but it will do wonders. If it has worked well for my skin, I'm sure it will do well for you too. So after my cleansing, now I go to my makeup. I went to the store to buy my makeup kit, kind of. So I picked a few items that I didn't have anymore. I picked a primer, this one. I'm sure you can see that. A primer. There it is. Very expensive. I can't remember the price, but it was quite costly. So that's what I put for my, for priming my face. And after that, I usually put, the concealer, which I don't have right now. And then my foundation, I was supposed to get a foundation in this brand. The foundation that they had, it was a number 45. It seemed darker for my face. And after the lady applied it on my face, the face looked much darker than the chest. So I was trying to get her to convince her that when I apply my foundation, it should match my chest and my face. She said, oh no, it's not necessary, and it's never gonna match. I understand, maybe it's never gonna match, but if the difference is way too much, it doesn't look nice. So she tried other foundations, I think from a 45. What she wanted to sell me was a 45, which I thought was a bit darker. I'm not saying it's wrong to, if this part was dark, then that should be dark too. Yeah, so and then she tried a 46 and a 47. They looked lighter and ashy on my face. And then she said the 44 would be the best. So I said, then so maybe she didn't have the 44. I'm yet to go back to find out. From what she told me, if she was recommending a 45 and it looked a bit darker for my face, totally different from here, I think the 44. She even said 44 maybe, but I think she didn't have. That's why she didn't bring it up. So I'll keep checking with the store. If they have the 44, then I will buy it if it blends the two together. So meanwhile, I'm just using a cheap pharmacy brand, this one. That's what I'm using for my face. I find it works well for me. That's what I used today. I've used it for quite a long time and it has worked well. Although this one will be, I think it will look better if I get the right shade than the cheap one. But if you didn't have that, there's always cheaper alternatives. So I stick to something that will either be way too expensive or maybe unavailable when you can still. So sometimes even when you can afford this in the house, I would also keep something cheaper on the side in case I run out of the expensive one. I could meanwhile be using the cheaper brand, right? So that works well. Yeah, and then so for my foundation, and then my and then this, for the bronzer. So I just put it here, and it's got to be a shade darker than your regular foundation. So I bought the bronzer and didn't buy the foundation because I didn't know what I was going to settle for when they get the new stock in the store. If I settle for a 45, then this will be okay. But if I go to settle for a 44, this might have to change. Or I may not have to change it, but I didn't want to buy a 45 and then expensive as it is, and then I go back, try to the 44, and I'm happy with the 44. So I'm gonna just wait until they have it using the cheaper one. So the bronzer, yes, I'll show you the shade. This is it. I like it. You know, these things last. So this is a MAC. These things last. So once you buy, they're quite expensive, but they last. Right? And then I don't do a lot of makeup on my face. So once I put that, and then I go to my powder. I'm using a regular. This is Mary Kay. I've bought this a long time ago. I wouldn't mind getting a MAC powder, but if I still have this, why do I bother? I don't know if it really affects because if my face is not looking as good as, my skin is not looking as good as that of somebody using brand, it may not necessarily be the brand, it may be the way you are applying because I'm not an expert in applying, but what I understand is when you leave the house, especially when we are growing older, and I think it would be a good idea to just make your face a little bit so that it looks a bit more polished. Not to say if you don't wake up, do makeup, you're not gonna look good. But sometimes, just to, add a little, brightness. And I'm not advocating for skin lightening creams. That's a no. I don't use any lightening creams, but for those that want them and use them, perfect. That's okay. But I'm just talking about not just having oil on your face and then you go out, you're sweating. So a little bit of foundation, a little bit of primer and foundation, because the primer helps the foundation to hold on to the face. And and the spray at the end of the day. And then for the eyes, I don't have much. I have my eyebrow pencil. I don't use black. I find when you use a brown one, and then you brush it upwards, you brush your eyebrows upwards, it looks better than the black. I find it's too pronounced. For me, I find I prefer the brown one, but some people use the black one and it still looks really, really good. And for my lipstick, I have a few of them. Let me wear my glasses or else I won't be able to read these things. I've bought this a long time ago. I think, can you read that? It's an old thing. I bought this from the US some time back, but I find it very good. It wasn't expensive, but I couldn't even tell you which store I got it from. But I find this really, really good. It stays on my lips much longer than other regular lipsticks. And then, this is what I do. And for my eyes, I just put a little, I don't always, but I just put a little, a little eyeshadow just to, you know, help with the look a bit. I don't have to. I don't wear makeup every day. It's only on when I'm going out, and not even every day. When I go out for a walk, like today I had to wear makeup because I needed to show you the products that I'm using. But otherwise, 4 days out of the week, I don't have makeup. So I don't want people to think you only look good when you have makeup. It's good to, you know, but I've seen people with no makeup look really gorgeous, and you're like, wow. You ask yourself, do we really have to use makeup? You know, but you know, it's different for everybody, right? So yeah, so and then I don't wear eyelashes, but if they had small ones, I probably would. I love them. I just don't like them that big. I think for my age, maybe not, but I've seen some 65, 70s rock eyelashes, like, hey, like, that's good, you know. I'm just not used to them. But if I got very small sizes, I probably would. And uh, yeah, and then for my hair, do you notice that I have a new hairstyle? I forgot to say that. I went to get my hair done yesterday with a lady, Milton. She had to undo some, you know, whatever they call it, the style wash, and I new hairstyle. I've never had cornrows, actually. This is the first time I'm getting cornrows ever. I usually have the loose ones, but let's see how this lasts, and we'll see. That's it. I have a new hairstyle. I don't know. So I told her to leave because I don't want to lose my hairline. I told her to leave. You know, I've had to regrow my hairline. I'd lost it before, but I found over the past 12 months or so, I was beginning to regain it. So when she did my hair, I told her to leave out some hair, like here. Let me pull it. I put some gel on it, but see, because I didn't want her to hold onto this, and then after 3, 4, 5 weeks, it pulls out, and now I'm back to no edges again, you know. So I'm gonna just be using some gel. I use this olive gel, edge control. I've been using this for quite a bit, so I'm not sure if it's the one that's been growing my edges. I tell you, my edges were bald. If I had done hair before regrowing my edges, this guys would have been there. So my edges may not be completely full, but they are coming back. So I told her to leave this, you know, little hairs. Meanwhile, I continue to use edge control to grow them, and she didn't pull the edges tight. So this is what I use for my edge control. And yeah, so just to grow them back. It's good when you get your hair braided and it starts from there, you know. It looks I don't know, because once you lose the edges, it takes a while to grow them back. And then for my lotion, generally for my body, I'm using that Nivea. Again, I'm not advertising for Nivea. I've been using Camphor cream, but I find Nivea better for me than Camphor cream. A bit on the expensive side too. I think this will cost like $15, $18 from the stores. And sometimes, usually in the morning or afternoon, I use this. In the evening, if I took a bath, I'm not going back to the Nivea because it's very creamy, and so I go back to use this. What do they call this? Let me wear my glasses again. Olive and Babasu. This is a body lotion. My son bought this for me. I like it. Again, on the expensive side. So it comes with a body spray. Comes with a body spray. Yeah, so Sometimes I use that. And then I also have cream for my feet. I used to just apply the regular body cream, you know, to my feet, and I find the feet look better when you use the appropriate lotion for the specifically meant for the feet. They look more moisturized and better. So yeah, I've stopped using the general body cream for the feet, unless if I didn't have this, no problem, I still use but if you have this will make your feet look nicer during the day, because I think the feet need more moisturizer than the general body. So I'm sure this is stronger, and trust me, once you use creams that are meant for the feet, you agree with me that they will look better. And now on my makeup remover, I use this. It's done, guys. I have to go and buy another one. This is what I use for my makeup remover. I used to just wash off my makeup. I find, no, you have to use recommended products, not necessarily brand products. Oh, I'm losing my focus here. But you can go to this. It's better to buy something of a different makeup remover of a different brand than to not use makeup, to not remove makeup at all when you go to bed. So this is what I've been using. I ran out. I'm gonna have to buy another one. So yeah, I've heard people say you can use coconut as, I don't know. I don't want to recommend that. I think once you apply makeup, you have to know to undo the process the right way, and not necessarily recommending a particular product, but you have to use a makeup remover before going to bed at night. They say never go to bed with makeup. One more thing I'm gonna talk about. Before I use the roll-on for Nivea. It's just one of them. Sometimes I use this if I want to go for the cheaper products. So it's Nivea for the body cream and for the roll-on. And then let me talk about this. I brought my nails to show you. Look at this. Look how cheap my nails are. I just removed. I don't always go to the I don't always go out to pay for nails and pedicure, manicure and pedicure, because sometimes I don't have the money, right? I only go there when I have the money. And one other thing, when I get the shellac on my fingers, on my nails, when I get the shellac, and by the time they take it off, my nails look so brittle and like they need time to breathe and repair. And so I don't know if I'm deficient in something in my body that the shellac would do that to my nails. So if I got shellac today and take it off in about a month's time, maybe that's too long to keep, I don't know. My nails look so brittle, but in there you find some people taking off shellac and putting another one, taking off shellac. And I don't know, I've seen a lot of YouTubers who always wear shellac, and I don't know how they do that. So I find in between shellac, so I only get shellac like twice a year. In between the shellac application, I do it myself, and doing it myself means going to buy my own nail polish remover. I use this one, and I'm using this one for the first time. I don't know what to say about it. I just took off my nail polish because it was regular nail polish, and see, I think it's causing some dryness. You see that? You see how dry and kind of cheap? It removes the nail polish. It's very efficient removing the nail polish, but I don't know if it's so efficient that it also causes some dryness. I know I needed to apply some moisturizer to my fingers, but I needed to show you before I did that. But very good, easy, quick to take off. So it says salon strength, if you see that. salon strength, very strong, takes it easy, because some nail polish removers you really have to scrub and scrub, but they are less harsh to the nails. This one, easy to take off the nail polish, but I'm not saying it's for the shellac you have to go back to get it taken off. I'm saying this for the regular nail polish, but it's working well for, you know, for my nails, but very dry, and you know, so I have to apply some cream on them. Now that you've seen how, but very strong for those who do their own nails here and there. That's what I'm using. So yeah, otherwise I don't have anything else. And now that I've removed my nail polish, I'm gonna apply this myself. I'm not gonna do it here because I don't want this video to take too long. This is just one of them. I could choose a color, any color, and apply it. And you know what, these nail polish, these are not cheap. You know, you could get these $15 from the store, 15 for one like this. These things ain't cheap, guys. So that's why sometimes I end up with a lot of, you know, different brands, different products from different, because as long as it works for me. So yeah, so this is me. I don't think I've forgotten anything else. So once your face is done, that's it. So they say when you apply your sunscreen, I think they encourage to apply it like after 2 hours if you are in the sun outside. I've not been in the sun outside. And after applying makeup, it's not possible to apply this. It's for when you're going outside and you are not wearing makeup. You apply this after 2 or 3 hours. I think you have to reapply again, or else you think the product is not working well for you. But underneath my primer, I've got my sunscreen. So even when you're going to wear makeup, or even before I wear makeup, I still put my sunscreen is the first thing I apply, and then my primer, yeah, and then foundation, and you name it. You can't skip this because you're gonna wear makeup, is all I'm trying to say. Yeah, so guys, I'm done. A quick video for the day. I don't know if there's any better products you know of you want to share with me. And guys, we need to subscribe. I find a lot of you have been watching my videos, but we don't have any subscribers. Please subscribe, please comment, because your comments will give me a guideline as to what kind of videos you want, and maybe suggestions, or maybe have some better product to share for my kind of skin. You know, who knows? You know, we all have different knowledge for these topics, so maybe different brands and products we are using, we want to share with everybody else. Come on the comment section, guys. Please click the notification button so you can always get videos. Some people have called me to say, oh, you've posted a video, where are the other videos? I'm saying, if you have subscribed and you've clicked the notification button, you should be getting notifications whenever I post another video. So please help by liking the video, sharing the video, commenting, subscribing for those who haven't subscribed. And yes, the notification bell so that you'll be informed whenever I post a new video. For today, I'm done, guys. So I'll take off my reading glasses, and this is how I'm gonna rock my day. How about that? Bye.